want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
You want to see what the mask sees?
No, she doesn't.
Focus.
Focus. Focus on the mask. Be careful where it's
Stay back.
Just touch it.
Wow.
You're curious.
It's the same. It's another world. It's
The bridge.
It's not broken. It's fixed.
What happened?
The bridge is fixed.
Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness, swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Dillian is in there.
Don't forget.
You can feel it. You need the runes to fight Dillian. You need Dillian. He's waiting for you.
He always said
He's close.
he cares about you.
He's close. He loves you. I'm calling you. Dillian. Dillian, we're here.
Dillian.
We're nearly here. We're here.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillian.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go through it.
Before he disappears.
Dillian, don't lose him.
Way too many times.
You always let him
Where is he?
disappear. Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in the wrong world.
He's not in this world.
He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
the dark.
The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
Dillian saved her. You owe
The
your
gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
You can't go up
You
there.
can't go up
Not
there.
in this world.
Not in this world. You can't. Senua, you've got it.
Why isn't he here?
He's gone.
He's in the dark world.
Do you remember
He's gone to the dark
the way
world.
he touched you?
World.
He's in the other world.
The dark world.
Without you.
You haven't made time your hands.
You are guilty.
Was it worth it?
He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
His love has tortured you, and it tortures me. There he is. Where are you taking
He's
me?
up there. He's up there.
How do you get up there?
There's a way. There is a way up there.
Find the way.
She can do it.
You're nearly there.
Just find the way. You have no chance.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, "Here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands." And Hugh throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Hugh is slain.
She should have listened. Why didn't she listen to you? She thought she could defy them.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds.
You killed him with your love
That
because
of
he
Zimba
believed in
and
you.
her past. And Dillian, her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
Do you even remember? His love is guiding you. Look what happens to the things you love. Remember the way he looked? He didn't believe that she was cursed. He saved you when everyone else turned their backs. What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute by minute? What does she think she's doing? You're special. She thinks she can do. They mean nothing. Being special. It's a waste of time.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly honest. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
He saw who she could be. He saw who she really was. He saw the warrior within. He didn't believe that she was cursed.
He saved you when everyone else turned their backs.
Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree? He was the only one that didn't mind the curse. He loved her so much. He was the only one that really loved her. He did love her. You had that loved you. You squashed it, strangled it, flattened it. Was it worth the curse cannot be undone.
Wasting your
You have no time for this. Speed up.
These rooms mean nothing.
Makes me love PARTE. Can you remember what love feels like? Trials to distract you.
They've set you up, and now they're going to watch you fall.
What if these trials mean nothing?
Laughing at you.
Closer to Dillian.
You're letting this get in the way.
What if they are just to tire you out, to make you weak before the battle?
Do you remember what love feels like?
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldur's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down, and turned these bonds to iron, and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face, so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
Why did you think you could make this work?
You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere.
Everywhere.
What if they're not real?
What if they don't actually make sense?
They're a trick.
The gods were lying.
If you think it makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you.
It makes sense in the past, but it doesn't make sense in the world.
The pretend. But it doesn't mean anything.
But you don't understand.
Sinbel was right.
You're wasting time.
You're cursed. You'll succeed.
Slow.
Quicker.
Dillian!
Be quick.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld, and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Sinbel. I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms,
She's not.
learned to see the world through his eyes.
She's steady. She can
Slowly,
do it.
the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Go to him. Go to him.
That's it. Quicker.
Quicker.
Be very, very careful.
You've come this far. Don't let him slip away.
It's a narrow bridge.
Go to him.
There's a long way to fall.
Where's he gone? It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him to the water. He's gone to the water. He's drowned.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So if someone is afraid of the dark, should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong? What if this has nothing to do with the soul? What if we're wrong? The soul will never be yours.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older, and where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
This place feels... It's... creepy. It feels wrong. It feels strange. Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong.
There he is.
There he is.
The light.
Go towards it.
He's in the house. He's
Find-
going in.
He's disappearing.
Follow him.
Don't let him disappear.
It's a test.
It's just a trial.
Like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me. The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. For the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like them.
The bridge. It's broken. Fix it.
You have to fix it. How are you going to fix it?
You can't get to the house until the bridge is fixed.
You must. You have to get to the house. You have to find Dillian. Now you have to find him.
Quick, get to the house. Get to the house and finish this trial.
It doesn't finish until you get to the house.
Before he disappears, Senua.
You have to get in.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. And that is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
Go out.
You haven't failed yet, you mustn't.
You found a way.
To climb the tower.
The ladder.
Quick. What now?
You can see it. Aligned to the truth. The bridge.
She did it.
Did it? You fixed the bridge.
She fixed it.
You passed the trial. Get to the
Well
house.
done. You succeeded.
Senua! Come to me! Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
Where is he? Find him.
You have to find him.
The runes.
Focus.
The runes.
There was a Northman called Grettir, big, red-haired, immensely strong, but he was afraid of the dark. It happened one night that an undead creature came to his house to drag him outside into darkness. And
Dillian! They're coming for me! Focus. 2 more. There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away. Run now! Run! It's not safe here. Run! Senua, run! You don't have your sword. You came through the wrong door. How are you going to? Where's your sword? You're going to defend yourself. What is that creature?
You can't defend
Dillian.
yourself.
It's Dillian. Find the creature. Where's Dillian? Where are we?
It's not Dillian.
It's not safe. I feel unsafe. Where is it?
I'm not safe.
You're dying.
You're lost.
You're dying. This is what death feels like. One more to find. One more. One more.
Done, Senua.
Don't get lost. What should I do?
Where is he?
You've got them.
You have them.
Where's the door? Find a way out. Find the gate.
Get out.
Run, run, run.
Don't let him look at you.
Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away. You're lost again.
Senua! Senua!
What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. They think they want your body. They want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memory